Ladies and gentlemen, it is a big, weird, wild world out there, folks. And here we stand, al pie del cañón, ready for anything. I'm Rob, that's the Natch, and you're listening to...
The ProBoh Show!
That's right, boys and girls. You tuned in to the right station. You have downloaded the right podcast. You have opened the correct twitch.tv channel. That's right, guys. You are listening to the first ProBoh Show of this week. How we doing, friends? Oh my God, it's been a great weekend. More on that in a second. Let's take a look at what's coming up in the show. In the second half, friends, I asked 100 humans, where were you the last time you felt ripped off? Que se sintió estafado, would it be? You felt ripped off?
Nivelazo.
Oh, Natch! First 15 seconds of the show. And a nivelazo already. It's going to be a good week, friend. And complete the news, we look at an Uber driver's accident and what the CDC thinks is the problem with most Americans. Ooh. Juicy topics. And we also have an amazing unpopular opinion today. An amazing unpopular opinion from, well, it's actually one of mine. I got some difficult messages, Natch. I'm unsure on how to handle today's unpopular opinion. Should I handle it tenderly with delicadeza? No, how do you say that? Delicacy. How do you say it in Spanish? Delicadeza?
Con delicadeza.
Oh, dude, did I get that right? Sometimes
Nivelazo.
I surprise myself with my own Spanish, dude. How are we doing out there? Te sentiste estafado. Thank you, Vero. Let's look at who's joining us in the chat. Oh, my friends. If you're not here watching live, then you're missing out. Let me say a big good morning to Eric. It's 2:30 p.m. in the Philippines, in Manila. Thank you for joining us all the way from the Philippines, Eric. And for all you guys joining us from Spain, the United States, all over Europe, you guys rock. We've got Eric, The Bridge, Pedro, Born to Iron Man, Vero. Oh my God, close the doors, guys. We already have the highest quality people here. Everybody says good morning. Here's something. Vero says good morning. Beautiful warriors around the universe. Let's squeeze this amazing week to the max together, shall we? Oh, can we get a ProBoh approved?
ProBoh approved.
I need something that's even more impressive than a ProBoh approved for comments like that. Yes, Vero, let's get squeezing. Exprimiendo, would you say? Squeezing, just like squeezing an orange or a lemon. Exprimiendo. Right, Natch?
Vaya nivelazo.
All right, that's 3. I'm just going to stop fishing for nivelazos now. Thanks, Natch. So that's what's coming up in the show. The unpopular opinion is keeping people's ashes, cenizas, ashes, is weird. Keeping people's ashes is weird. But then I got a message from one of the warriors saying, look, I keep my parents' ashes. It brings me great comfort. So we are going to handle this with a little bit more of a velvet touch than usual, because I do realize, customs are customs, but we're going to get into it today. We're going to get into it. But first, guys, I'm here, you're here. Let's see what's going on in the world. First of all, the weekend, Natch. How was your weekend, dude?
Well, a little bit boring.
But you had birthday parties and things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you must have the immune system of, like, I don't know. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how you can still like, if it were me, I get a cold, dude, just looking at the metro. So it's amazing how you're around so many kids, little virus factories. My weekend was good, dude. I went to see Def Leppard and the Motley Crue on Saturday with a Motley Crue. Oh, dude, what a great show. If you follow any of the Vorm DJs like myself, Alberto, Kyle, Fitz, Andrea, you probably saw some videos and photos of all of us there singing our hearts out. My God, what a great night. It made one of those evenings that you feel so lucky to, I felt so privileged to be around the group of people I was around, Now, let's see, Bon to Iron Man. Good afternoon to Eric, who's in the Philippines. Named like that for Felipe II, the king where the sun never set. Oh, wow. Thank you. Dropping some information, Born to Iron Man. So, yeah, I mean, just one of those nights where everyone was so drunk, Natch, so drunk, that it ended with everyone, yeah, I love you, man. I love you too. All the love. I mean, it's true, though. I mean, the greatest tragedy of Vaughan Radio, Natch, I always think the greatest tragedy is that the audience will never know us as well as we know each other. You know what I mean? The audience will never understand how fun Fitz is. You know what I mean? Or how genuinely funny and hilarious Carl Miller is. How caring Alberto Alonso is. How badass Andrea Vaughan is. I mean, I'm pretty much what you see is what you get. There's no mystery in me. But the rest of my colleagues are just such amazing people, and we had such a good time at the concert. So that was it. And then my Sunday ruined, Natch. Just hungover, feeling sorry for myself, sweating profusely on the sofa because the heat was incredible yesterday. Until around 6 p.m. when I went to see Encanto. I went to see my goddaughters performing in Encanto. My God. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I went to my happy place until like my goddaughters were on stage. Then I got excited, enthusiastic, and then Then Gumersindo took over again. And it was just, trying to avoid the reality of my situation at that moment. God, such a bad hangover. I don't think I've drunk that much alcohol since the last concert. Anyway. You know what we should do, guys? We should get into some news. We should see what exactly is going on in this world of ours. Quite a lot, actually. This piece of news coming from, I think it's sportsmanor.com. The fight has been cancelled, Natch. Do you know what fight I'm talking about? Well, on Friday's show, if you were listening carefully, I mentioned Elon Musk maybe having a cage fight. Pressing catch. Oh, Natch, my teacher. See, not everyone has an oracle as a teacher. I do. See that, Natch? So there was rumors of Elon Musk having a fight with Mark Zuckerberg in a cage, en una aula. No, jaula. Oh, Natch! No more. You can decide at the end of the show and just give me one, at random. Woo! Oh my God, I'm feeling it today. So yeah, you know who's trying to stop the match? Do you know who's trying to stop it, Natch? You know who's trying to stop the world having a little bit of fun watching two billionaires beat the crap out of each other? Elon Musk's mother. The anticipated match between Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, which started as a playful tweet but rapidly gained the attention of the MMA, the mixed martial arts community, has been cancelled, according to Elon Musk's mum. Okay, just a little message. Elon, are you listening? Elon, let me just talk to you a second. What does it say about you that your mum has to step in here and protect you against Mark Zuckerberg, Elon? Do you think this fight is going to happen, Natch? Nah, right? I honestly do. I think Elon Musk's ego is way too big, especially now his mum has voiced her disapproval. I think if anything, like Mark Zuckerberg has to be the adult here and say no. But Mark Zuckerberg can fight. What is Elon Musk thinking? What is this guy thinking? I don't know about the rest, but I assure you, Alberto is really fun. He really knows how to spend your time. He really is Vero. He's one of the greatest human beings. Alberto Alonso is one of the greatest human beings I have ever met in my life. And not only in his personal life, as well here in the studio or in the TV studio, a consummate professional. One of those people, just like the rest of the people I mentioned there, that make me feel very fortunate for my life. Eric says, I felt so funky this morning because Bruno Mars in the news by a Philippine star. Facebook. I haven't read that news, Eric. So yeah, Elon Musk, his mum, trying to stop the cage fight we're all looking forward to. Don't be a party pooper. Un agua fiestas.
Wow.
Oh.
Qué nivelazo.
Dude, that's like quasi-cultural nivelazo as well. Because that's a frase hecha. Oh, agua fiestas. Wow. Okay. I'm having too good a time today. All right, so let's move on. In the worst real-life plot twist. I don't know, how would you say plot twist in Spanish, Nach?
Like un giro de guión.
Giro
O sea,
de
un
guión.
giro dramático. I don't know. Un cambio de los acontecimientos.
Or giro argumental.
Giro argumental también.
Okay, all right. Oh, dude, come on. I'm feeling it today, Nach. Okay, so in the worst giro argumental, in the worst plot twist since Donald Trump got COVID, the worst real-life plot twist in the world, 18% of Leave voters, only 18% of Leave voters after Brexit think it has been a success. The most predictable results of a survey ever. I think this came from The Guardian. Yeah, The Guardian. A poll conducted by a think tank in the UK revealed that only 18% of Leave voters, those who voted to leave the European Union, believe that it's been a success. And before we feel too good about ourselves, those of us who voted Remain, though 61% of those Leave voters think that eventually it will turn out well. That is a level of optimism to me, Natch, that that my Britishness doesn't allow. I mean, it has been such a mess, the whole Brexit thing. Look at the economy, the ballooning inflation. It's ballooning everywhere, but in England particularly, they're suffering right now. It makes me feel a little worried for my mum over there. Nivelazos all around the studio. Bravo, Rob. Thank you, Vero. So do you think, here's a question for you guys in chat and for the Natch in a second. Do you think Britain is going to re-enter the Euro? Or the Eurozone, Europe? I hope so. Dude, I hope so. And I hope they have to adopt the Euro to do it. Not as a punishment, I just think it'll make the Euro a little more powerful against the dollar and everything. Although saying that, with the country's economy at the moment, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, it's refreshing to hear a little bit of en masse to see people who were fooled by the Brexit dream. And that's what it was. It was never a reality. People who voted Leave believed what was on a bus more than what their political rivals were saying. Sadly, that's the world that we're in. That us versus them mentality. It's refreshing to see that only 18% of the people who voted Leave are happy with the results. Yeah. So this poll was conducted over 4,000 people who voted Leave in the 2016 referendum. Sad stuff, man. I never heard of that news. Oh, there you go, Eric. That's what the show is about. Thank you. All right. Do you want another piece of news, or should we go to the... Okay, yeah, we are going to do one more piece of news. This is news about a meteorologist, or in common everyday parlance, we call them weathermen or weatherwomen. Okay? A meteorologist has quit his job. He's quit his job after receiving threats and harassment over climate change coverage. Unbelievable. Can you guess which country this is in, Natch?
The States?
The States, my friend. Come on, America. Please. The bridge. Rob, I believe it's incredible that there are still believers in Britain. Yeah, me too. Or leavers in Britain, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people who voted Leave who now regret it. Yeah, it's sad. So yeah, a TV meteorologist by the name of Chris Gloninger, a meteorologist, a weatherman, who has been analysing Iowa's local weather news for the past 18 years. He's also the chief meteorologist at Des Moines news station KCCI. All right. He announced his resignation recently because of reporting the weather and its links to climate change. So he's received backlash, problems. He's received attacks on social media, including death threats. Dude, over reporting the weather and its links to climate change. Iowa, go home. You're drunk. I mean, are we being real here? Are we really kind of fooling ourselves into trying to think that climate change isn't happening when there are forest fires in Canada? You know, where the northern part of the United States is tinted green, orange and yellow because of the smoke. You know, with all these hurricanes, with all these climatic events, with droughts all over Europe. I mean, come on, Iowa. So yeah, poor Chris, with almost 20 years as a meteorologist, has quit because of death threats for reporting the weather and links to climate change. Nuts. I mean, look, I'm not saying, okay, I get you. Although I believe in human, I believe that man has had his impact on the Earth's climate. I respect you if you don't. If you just think it's a cyclical phenomenon. But look, are we really in a position to be attacking a weather professional just because you disagree with his opinion of the links between the current weather and climate change? I think it's obvious. Come on, guys. All right, you know what we're going to do, my friends? We're going to go to today's unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
Ooh, the bridge. There are still people who think it can work. Brexit, yeah, there are. 61% of Leave voters apparently still think it's too early to judge. Unbelievable, man. 2016, the referendum happened, friends. We're in 2023 now. You know, how long do you think it's going to take for Brexit, for the magical Brexit benefits to pay off? Are we being serious? Come on. All right. So today's unpopular opinion is, where is it? I believe it is weird to keep someone's ashes. Las cenizas. The ashes. You know, when you have someone cremated after death, it is weird to keep someone's ashes. Okay, so you have around 10 minutes to tell us in the chat your opinions on this. While you're doing that, I'm going to read the elves have prepared our pros and cons. I'm going to read them today. Here we go. So in the pro column, agreeing that yes, it is weird to keep someone's ashes. Okay, having physical remains of a loved one around could serve as a constant reminder of their death, which can make some people feel uneasy or distressed. Some people might find the act of keeping human remains in a domestic setting unnatural or out of place, as we typically associate such matters with cemeteries and funeral homes. That's a fair point, I think. And finally, in some cultures or religions, it is considered inappropriate or disrespectful to keep a person's ashes, as it may interfere with their spiritual journey. Okay, in the con column, disagreeing, saying no, it's not weird to keep a person's ashes. It's not weird. Okay. Keeping a loved one's ashes can serve as a physical reminder of the person, helping to keep their memory alive. This can be comforting to those left behind. It can provide a sense of closeness or connection to the deceased, especially for people who had a very strong bond with the person who passed away. And finally, keeping ashes allows for flexibility in memorialization. Ashes can be spread in a meaningful location when the time feels right, or kept so that person has a presence in your home. All right. What's your take on this, Natch?
I don't mind that people give the ashes.
Yeah, you don't think it's at all strange?
No, I wouldn't do it, but you have to respect every
Yeah, you do.
every way to, I don't know.
Look at Natch. Natch gets to be the good guy in these arguments. I'm the one who has to draw a line in the sand. Yeah, no, I get it. I agree. Like, you have to respect everyone's opinions. But when I said, Natch, it's weird to keep your kids' teeth and hair, like almost everyone agreed. That Venn diagram between serial killer and parent. I keep my kids' teeth and hair. Is it less weird to be keeping, burnt dead bodies in your home? Come on. All right. Like, okay, Natch, how do you think people voted? So I made the statement, it's weird to keep someone's ashes, true or false? How do you think people voted?
True.
By a lot, by a little?
By a little.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, all right. 69% said true. Well, kind of a lot. Not an exorbitant amount, but quite a lot. Let's see what. I'd also got a bunch of messages. One person in particular, I'm not gonna name them. Said that they keep their one of their parents' ashes in the home, and it brings a lot of it brings a solace in moments of upset. She having those ashes around makes her feel a connection to that person. Okay, keeping someone's ashes is creepy and it doesn't help closure, says Pedro. Derek, me either. So me and my family cannot keep the remains in the urns at home unless it's an important family member, says Eric. Thank you guys. I got some more messages. Sam, it's not about weird or normal. It's about what helps you grieve and heal. If keeping ashes brings you comfort and helps your process, what's the matter? Yeah, true story. Mike, it can be a bit odd. Like you've got a bit of Aunt Edna on the mantle. Right next to the holiday pictures. But hey, if it floats your boat, who am I to judge? Thank you. Mike and Kira, I respect everyone's choices, but personally, I'm more for returning to the earth naturally. I mean, think of it as the ultimate recycling. Okay, so yeah, here is where I personally fall. And look, guys, I want you to be very, very aware right now. I am not the arbiter of the truth. I'm not the arbiter of any facts. These are called unpopular opinions. Okay? And as my grandfather quite rightly said, opinions are like buttholes. We all have them and they all stink. So don't take anything personally and don't, especially don't get offended by anything I have to say. Jeez Louise. Not sure if there might even be some public health issues, says Pedro. True story. Keeping any remains, human or not, is nonsense, says Vero. At the end of the day, what really matters are memories you keep of your loved ones. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to contextualize this in my own personal beliefs. Yeah, I think it's kind of odd. If I had ashes, if someone close to me passed away and I was in possession of those ashes, I would not be thinking about storing them in my home. I would be more thinking of where I can scatter those ashes in a place that would be meaningful for the person whose remains they were, For example, I don't like to think of it, but for example, Andrea passes away. I would go to the nearest beach, and find the nearest chiringuito, and scatter the ashes around there. She would be really happy. Or at a rock concert, or something like that. And please, like, if I die and someone gets my ashes, please just flush them down the toilet. It doesn't mean it's not me. Okay. But having had my best friend pass away, I inherited some things his wife gave me of his. And those things are the most precious things that I own. They're worthless in monetary value, but they remind me of them. So I can understand the impulse of wanting to keep a reminder of someone. It just seems odd to me to keep the actual remains. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you, Natch? To have a reminder, for example, I inherited Josh's office chair, table, and grinder. A grinder for, I can't tell you for what. For windmills. And they are the three most precious things to me. They're all falling apart, but I love them because they remind me of my friends. So I understand the impulse to want to keep a reminder. I just don't understand the impulse to keep the actual remains. So for me, I would be voting true. It's true. Keeping someone's ashes is weird. That's my point. Ooh, we've got some great comments here in the chat, friends, and we'll get to those after the break. What I'm going to do is what I always do, my friends. I'm going to post a poll in the chat. Those amazing live viewers. You guys are going to tell me, is it weird to keep people's remains? I kind of think so. Even though I wouldn't judge someone for doing it because I understand the impulse, I still think it's a little strange. Hey guys, lots of things you could have been doing this morning. An infinite number of things on this Monday morning. But instead of doing those things, my friend, you took the time to spend some time with Natch and I, and it means the absolute world. I will see you in 4 minutes. Hey guys, if you'd like to support the show, you can do so on Patreon. That's patreon.com/professional bohemian. There you'll find VODs of the episodes as they are recorded live, blogs, vlogs, and behind-the-scenes content. If you'd like to watch the show live, you can do so on twitch.tv/professional bohemian, and you can participate in the polls we use in the show on Instagram @professional bohemian or Twitter @ProBoh, ProBoh. Okay, on with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. You're listening to the ProBoh Show. Currently 9 a.m. Central European Time. I don't know what time it is for you guys out there, but I do welcome you with open arms, especially our international listeners. How are we doing? How are we doing, friends? Wow, it's been a hell of a start to the show. We spoke about... What did we speak about today? Elon Musk's mum. Elon Musk needed his mummy. Elon, you're listening. I would like to tell you, Elon, my take on this. Guys, if you know Elon, please feel free to clip this part of the show and send it to him. Elon, talking to you here. You really... Did you need your mummy to protect you from the nasty robot Mark Zuckerberg? Do you need mummy to step in? I want this fight to happen so bad. I will pay for this fight. You know, I will do the pay-per-view thing. Sit there with my popcorn, watch it happily. Hey, Elon, is mummy protecting you? A special little soldier. Is she protecting you against the big bad Mark Zuckerberg? Oh, I would love to be able to speak to Elon directly, just to make him, just to really set in stone that this thing is going to happen. So yeah, we looked at the news. The Elon Musk's mother is against the fight that may ensue between her son and Mark Zuckerberg. Oh, I really want it to happen so bad, Natch. All right, and then what else? We looked at a recent poll from a think tank in the UK that stated only 18% of people who voted leave in the Brexit vote believe it's been a success. I think even 18% is way too optimistic. I mean, what do they think? What good do they think has happened through all this? I have no idea. And then the sad news, which is something I think is happening a lot, but I've read similar stories. A news story about a meteorologist who's spent 18 years working with the media to report the weather, has recently quit because he's been receiving death threats for reporting about the climate crisis. I mean, geez Louise. I get it. I believe that humans have had an impact on the climate. I respect if you don't. But what is indisputable is the fact that weather phenomenon are happening. There is weather phenomenon happening right now that can only be explained by the climate crisis. So having someone report on this weather phenomenon and then receiving backlash, receiving anger because of it, just seems weird to me. Go home, Iowa. This was an Iowa news story. Go home, Iowa. You're drunk. And then what else did we report on? Well, today, friends, we had our unpopular opinion. It's weird to keep someone's ashes. It's weird. It's raro to keep someone's ashes, sus cenizas. The vote is finished. But I do want to read your comments, guys. All the guys in the chat making some excellent, excellent comments there. Let's get to them right now. Coralism said, I lived for several years in a rented house. The owners kept some of their stuff in the basement. When I finally bought the house and was waiting for them to come and pick up their things, I saw an urn in a bag. Oh my God. This is how horror movies start. I saw an urn in a bag with an Undertaker's logo, which means I lived with someone's remains in my home for years. Can we get, sorry, Natch, can we get a little ProBoh approved here?
ProBoh approved.
Can I be honest with you? Am I the only person that doesn't see a difference between keeping someone's ashes and, like, keeping a foot? You know what I mean? I just don't... I mean, it's still the remains of a body, right? I mean, am I weird like that? I mean, I don't think so, because I know the results of the poll. I respect you if it's your way to process the grief. I respect that. But, you know, it's not going to convince me that it's not a little strange, sadly. Let's continue. Pedro says, probably not, but I wouldn't be comfortable eating close to an urn containing a burnt human body. Yeah, there are probably some health concerns, but I imagine the fire takes care of most of the pernicious bacteria and everything, right? I assume it's not that unhealthy, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'll add from my comment, keep the urns in a dark place, in a single sealable box or container. Advice from Eric, our friend from the Philippines. The Bridge. Rob, what I love the most about you is how you are able to greet even the most delicate topic with respect. To treat, I think that's supposed to be the most delicate topic with respect. You are the ultimate juggler. I try my best. It's, you know, sometimes treating something with respect and being funny about that thing are diametrically opposite concepts. So it's not easy all the time to ride the line. So thank you for the recognition of that. Sometimes I step over the line, but I try and be respectful. I mean, what we've got to remember here is even if, like me, you think it's strange, there are people who get great comfort from keeping the remains of their loved ones. I mean, hey, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? Ideally, if you're in Feng Shui is the, is it Chinese or Japanese, Natch? The tradition of, you know, angling furniture and things to get the most energy out of a space. This is from Eric. Ideally, if you're in Feng Shui, placing an urn in a location with high positive energy is highly recommended. Generally, that means in a home that faces east or northeast, southeast or southwest. The urn should be placed in a room in the northeast or northwest area of the home. Wow. Can we get a ProBoh approved for Eric just dropping some knowledge on us all?
ProBoh approved.
If I want to keep something really representative of a person, I'd use photos, letters, or some object that reminds me of that person. For example, I confess I keep an old t-shirt just because it was the last birthday present from my grandmother. Yeah, me and Pedro, I think, are completely aligned on this. Even if I had the opportunity to have the ashes of a person that meant something to me, I would scatter those ashes and keep a thing. I don't know. Natch, is there a real difference for you between keeping someone's ashes and, you know, and keeping a leg? I know that sounds kind of hyperbolic, but is there a difference between those two things for you?
Well, yes. The leg is going to... pudrirse.
Yeah, okay, so imagine the leg is perfectly preserved in vinegar, right? Just like, you know, like the ashes are perfectly preserved for the nature of the combustibility. What's the difference between those two things? Other than the space they occupy. All right, instead of a leg, a finger in a pickle jar. Is there a difference?
Yes. Ashes are more like symbolic.
More symbolic.
Yeah. Maybe
that's the ingredient we're missing here, Natch. Maybe it's a symbolism. Maybe it's a symbolism of an urn, you know? Okay, let's continue. No offense, but this one is my entire life, is all true. Either research or experience is still the same. Rob, the time is 6 hours ahead of Central European time. A friendly reminder. Thank you, Eric. But that would mean I have to do mathematics on the fly, Eric. My brain doesn't. My brain isn't wired to do too many things at once, my friend. They could use AI to stimulate a fight between their legless avatars, at least. I think even the avatars, even using avatars, Elon is losing this match. Look, like Mark Zuckerberg won a jiu-jitsu competition. He may be emotionless, like a robot, but maybe that's exactly what he needs. You know? He's not going to be, I've hurt Elon. None of those thoughts. He's got one objective, win the fight. Oh, please let this happen. What is also indisputable about the meteorologist news is that he's a professional and deserves respect. And that life death is usually not okay. Sorry, I'm commenting the news with a delay. No worries. I agree. Like a meteorologist is a scientist, and if a scientist is reporting a fact, whether you agree with it or not, there's no need for death threats. I just think it's weird. Anyway, so yeah, let's put some final thoughts. Let's put a cap on this, Natch. Okay, it's true. A couple of months ago, we did something about keeping kids' teeth and hair, and how weird that is. I mean, it is indisputably weird. Is it any less weird to keep a dead person's remains? For me, it's hard to think of a difference, of a real tangible difference, or even a symbolic difference, if I'm honest, between keeping someone's finger in a pickle jar and keeping someone's burnt remains. I mean, for me, it's kind of the same thing. But most of the people I have lost have not had any religious beliefs, other than my grandparents, obviously, or my grandmother, really. But maybe the biggest impact in my life, the biggest crater in my life happened when my best friend died. Well, two of my close friends, they died within a month of each other. If I had a chance to have their ashes, they wouldn't have been in my possession for that much time. I would have wanted to scatter those remains somewhere that was important to those people. But I completely understand the motivation for wanting to keep a reminder of a person. I understand it. Like I mentioned, I have objects that belong to Josh and Marissa. I have a coffee table that was hers, that she gave me when I moved into my first flat. I have things that belong to Josh, and I treasure those things. They do remind me of those people, those great times, you know. What I loved about those people, I understand the motivation to want to keep something. I don't necessarily understand the motivation to want to keep their remains. That's where I kind of draw the line here. But for all my hyperbole, for all my ideas and my opinions, let me tell you something, guys. One of the truest statements in the world is, if it's stupid and it works, si es tonto pero funciona, no es tonto. It's not stupid. If it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid. So if keeping someone's ashes helps you process the grief, then it's not stupid and it works. And my opinion and everyone's opinion means nothing. That's kind of where I land on this. But we did post the poll. So today's poll: it is weird to keep someone's ashes. Let's get a little drum roll, Natch. 83% said true. It's weird. And let me tell you something, friends. If you're someone who has and does keep ashes, and you use that as a way to process the grief, good for you, man. You know what I mean? There are more than just a few things that I do that are weird, that we all do that are a little weird. Embrace the weird, If it helps you, then, again, if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid. All right, my friends, let's go to today's 100 Humans. How are we doing, friends? All right, it was a long walk to work today, guys. In the sweltering Madrid heat, across snow-capped mountains. It was cold there. And through river valleys. I encountered 100 humans. And I asked them all a question. Today's question was... where are we? Was, where were you? ¿Dónde estabas? Or, ¿Dónde estuvo la última vez que se sintió estafado? I asked them, where were you the last time you felt you'd been ripped off? Ripped off. Estafado. Where were you the last time you felt ripped off? I asked them that question. They gave me their answers. I have the 7 most popular answers right here. Your job in the chat is to identify those top 7 answers. I see one in the chat right now that looks... chef's kiss. Perfect. Okay, let's see what people are saying. The Bridge. Rob, you worry me. You really would like to see that fight, wouldn't you? Oh, God, dude. I want that fight more than anything. Yeah, I mean, come on. 2 billionaires beating the crap out of each other. That would be a level of catharsis I'm not sure I am emotionally ready to to live. Oh, please. Okay. So we got some answers appearing in the chat. The Bridge says, no sweltering heat on the mountaintops. No. It was cold. They're snow-capped mountains. All right, Natch, what do you think? Where were you? ¿Dónde estabas? Where were you the last time you felt you'd been ripped off? Estafado.
At the supermarket.
At the supermarket. At the supermarket. El supermercado. To buy groceries, right? We could say a grocery store. At a supermarket. A grocery store. Is anyone else saying that? Not really. It's there, Natch. Well done. Buying groceries, grocery store, supermarket. It's there. 15 of 100 humans said grocery store. It's the second most popular answer. Well done, Natch. All right. Coralism says, at a bank. Banco. At a bank. But is it there? Yes, it is. Well done. Woo! You guys are on fire today. Seri's here. How are you doing, Seri? Seri says, in a restaurant. I was in a restaurant the last time I felt I'd been ripped off. A restaurant. Is it there? Yes, it is. Well done. Well done, Seri. A restaurant is there. 10 of 100 humans said that. It is in 5th place. Very good, guys. You're killing it. Pedro also said restaurant. The Bridge agreed with Natch saying supermarket. Okay, a lawyer's office, says Coralism. She was in a lawyer's office the last time she felt ripped off. Lawyers, or a lawyer with a lawyer. Is it there? No, it's not. All the time in malls, says Derek. Mall. A mall. Centro comercial. Oh, Natch, dude.
¿Será posible? Vaya nivelazo.
A mall or a department store like Corte Inglés, something like that. A mall. Is it there? Eric, it's there. Well done. And Eric, with 36 of 100 humans, is the number 1 answer. Dude, Eric's on fire today. All right, you have 3 answers left. Woo! Let's see. At home, says Pedro. I was at home the last time I felt ripped off. Is home there? No, it's not. Good answer, though. Whenever I buy something on Amazon and then read the reviews too late. Yeah, it's a true story. Supermarket, restaurant we had from Pedro. Okay, Conman, how are you doing, Con? Joining us from South Africa. Con says, in a bar. Un paf, as you say in Spanish. In a bar. Is a bar there? No, it's not. Good answer, but it's not there. Okay, here's a good one. Seri says, at the dentist. Dude, my dentist has probably bought a speedboat with the amount of money he's earned just pulling out my teeth. It's unbelievable how expensive it is. At the dentist, is it there? No, it's not. Jeez Louise. Sari's got a great answer. At any English academy that's not Vaughan. Can we get a ProBoh approved?
ProBoh approved.
True story. Forget the rest. Go with the best. RuPaul Vaughan. But it's not there. It's not there. Okay. I also see at work, at a festival, at the doctor's. Friends, none of those are there, although they are excellent answers. I'm going to give you some clues, my friends. All right. You have a motor vehicle, you know, and unless it's electric, you know, you have to go to a place, Natch, in order for that vehicle to be able to move around. Coralism knows. What do you think it is, Natch?
A gas station?
A gas station. Well done. Una gasolinera. A gas station. Well done. Coralism got that as well. At a gas station. 7 of 100 humans. 7th place. Well done. Well done. Okay. Conman came out of nowhere and said a mechanics. A mechanics. The typical, yeah. Oof. No, yeah, you've broken the rotator cuff. It's and I have to get a new flange. You know, just inventing words to rob you of your money. At a mechanic, is it there? Yes, it is. Well done, Con. Just one more to go. This seems to get more and more expensive every time I visit. I've argued that this is, you know, we thought that this might go away, it might disappear because of Netflix and other streaming services. But no, you know, we go there. Sometimes we have to remortgage our house to buy popcorn. What am I talking about? Oh, Sari knows the answer. What do you think it is, Natch?
Cinema.
At the cinema! Well done. Well done, Sari. Well done, Con. At the movies, at the cinema. Okay, let's go through the list. I asked 100 humans where they were the last time they'd felt they'd been ripped off. La última vez que se sintió estafado, pardon. All right, here we go. In position number 7 was a gas station, una gasolinera, a petrol station in British English. In position number 6 was a movie theater, a cinema, at the movies. Well done, guys. In position number 5, at a restaurant. At a restaurant. When they bring you a little cracker, a tiny little portion, and it's like 50 euros. Are you kidding me? Come on. In position number 4, a mechanic. A mechanic. Un taller, would you say? Yeah. God, I'm killing it today. All right, in position number 3, at a bank. Oh, God, how is that not the number one answer, man? Every time I go to the bank, I feel like I'm talking to criminals. All right, in position number 2, supermarket, grocery store. Well done. 15 of 100 humans said that one. And finally, I asked 100 humans where they were the last time they'd felt they'd been ripped off. Sentió estafado. All right. Number one answer is 1, mall or department store. Well done to Eric. You guys killed it today. Let's go to complete the news.
Complete the news!
All right, friends, this is Complete the News, our final activity for today's show. Thank you so much for tuning in today, by the way, guys. Good chat today. Good chat, Natch. These guys are killing it. All right, here we go. The CDC, the Center for Disease Control, they say that everybody in the US is getting blank. What are they getting? Okay, so the CDC says everybody in the US is getting blank. But what? Okay, this news is from last week, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. And it's from Gizmodo, if that helps. Not really. Okay, here we go. CDC says everybody in the US is getting blank. Is it A, too fat, B, depressed, or C, a PlayStation 5? The CDC says everybody in the US is getting A, too fat, B, depressed, or C, a PlayStation 5. What was the last game console you bought, Natch?
PS3.
PS3. Me too. It was a good console, the PS3. Okay, let's see. What do you think it is, Natch?
Too fat.
Too fat. You think it's A, too fat? I'm seeing a lot of A's in the chat as well. In fact, A is probably the A is in the lead, closely followed by B, depressed, and no one says C. No one says a PlayStation. All right, let's get the results. CDC says everybody in the US is getting B, depressed. Yeah. Well done to Seri, Conman, and Coralism for correctly identifying that one. Yeah, the CDC says everyone's getting depressed, according to a Gizmodo article. A study by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention reveals that nearly 1 in 5 American adults is diagnosed with depression. I think that's probably all around the world. The impacts of the lockdown and COVID and everything. My God. Friends, what a great start to the week. You guys in the chat, can we get a ProBoh approved, a global
ProBoh approved.
Them bills stack up. True story, Con. We're living in difficult times. PTSD, yeah, maybe it's post-traumatic stress from all the fallout from COVID. Who knows, my friends? There's only one thing I really do know, and that is that there was a number of things you could have been doing this morning, but instead of doing those things, you took the time to spend some time with me, and it means the world. Guys, I will see you later.